Hi. I want to talk about the things that bother me about Sweden. In Sweden, excuse me, I burp a lot. In Sweden, our public schools, they take our children to a church every beginning of December to learn about Jesus' birth. And they don't do this with another religion. They just go to a Christian church and they do this. So this is not a religious study class or anything like that. And that I have a problem with. You see, they are being told by a priest that this is a true story. The priest is not standing there saying that this is something that Christians believe in, and we believe that this person, Jesus Christ, was born here. No, that the priest is not saying it like that. The priest is saying it like it's a fucking true story. And I believed in God when I was little, because of that. Of course that didn't do any fucking damage on me, but yeah, whatever. The thing is that really pisses me off is the arguments I'm getting to defend this. Like arguments are like, well, the children needs to learn why we celebrate Christmas. Well, not every child in this country celebrates Christmas. Okay? And if they want to know what Christmas is, they can fucking ask their parents. Or the parents can take the initiative themselves and, you know, tell their child what Christmas is all about. And I'm pretty sure that Muslim parents don't want their tax money to go to the schools where they take their kids to a fucking church. So I think that's a stupid fucking argument. And also I get this argument. Well, people have to pay road taxes. I don't know if you call it road taxes, but you know, taxes for the roads, to build roads. And you know, all people have to pay taxes for the roads, but not everyone owns a car. This is a stupid argument because, well, even though you don't have a car, you're still gonna benefit from the roads. Where do you think that fire trucks go? Where do you think that an ambulance goes? Where do you think police cars goes? Where do you think... How do you think the groceries in the stores that you buy your stuff in, how do you think it get there? Okay, so it's stupid. But sure, there are things that we pay taxes for that we never use. And we should probably get rid of that too, but now that's not the point. That's not what we're talking about now. This hat is itching. Why am I wearing it? I don't know. Other things that bothers me is how we raise our kids. We're fucking separating them, you know, in everything. And I mean, we separate them, you know, in a anti-woman and anti-homosexual way. You know, we separate boys and girls. That, you know, you're totally fucking different. You girls get pregnant, work in the kitchen. Boys, you're men, you're gonna work and bring home money to the family. Alright. You know, well, not exactly like that, but you know, we separate them in everything. Okay, they have different bathrooms, they are different clothes. Well, we fucking raise them different also, you know, we treat them differently. Which is also a, you know, anti-homosexual thing. you know, if the school is gonna have a dance, you know, for small children, you know, they separate the boys and the girls, and you know, oh come on, go and you know, go ask one of the girls, you know, ask them to dance, you know, go do it. And of course they tell the guys that they should go and ask, you know, no way that a girl can go and ask, you know, and no, it has to be the fucking boy. The girls, you know, don't let them take their own initiative. And that also is anti-gay, of course, because, you know, you're assuming that the boys would, if they are gonna dance with someone, it has to be a girl. No, you can, why can't these people, you know, ask, you know, well, why don't you go and ask Eric out? Or, you know, do you tell the girls, yeah, go and dance with Erica or something? You know, no, because we're fucking anti-gay. I don't think we're doing it on purpose, you know, it's ingrained, you know, in our heads, so fuck it. But still, you know, it's gonna make the children grow up and they're gonna think that it's not normal. Excuse me. You know, they're going to grow up and think it's not normal to be homosexual. And I think that sucks, okay? I'm actually trying to do something about this. For example, when my nephew is here, or when I meet my nephew, I always ask him, you know, well, is there a girl in school that you like? And he's of course, you know, no, girls, yuck. And then I ask him, well, is there any boy there you like? And he is, of course, I like playing with boys. Yeah, not what I meant, but you know, you see where I'm going here. So, you know, and that also, you know, we separate them so they don't play with each other. Why should they not play with each other, you know? Girls and boys, you know, they stop fucking separate them. That's why, you know, we're never gonna have equal rights, you know, because we're fucking separating them. And I don't just mean, you know, legally the same rights, because I also mean, you know, socially and cultural, because we're, you know, that is the thing that has to change. We have to change the way we raise our fucking kids. I hope I'm not gonna be like that, you know, if I have a daughter, I hope I'm not gonna treat her like that I treat her in the way that I am expected to treat her, okay? Yeah. So yeah, this was about Sweden, but I don't know, but I think, you know, at least some people can relate to it. Thank God I live in Sweden, I guess.